RV lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. It's time to be aware of spring wildlife. Welcome to RV Retirement Redesign, where we are redesigning and redefining. We're redesigning our retirement and redefining RV living, not because we want a cheap way to survive, but because we want to thrive in this new season of life on our terms. When we decided to move into the mountains of Colorado, we were excited to be closer to nature and to see local wildlife closer to their habitat. We also knew we were moving into their home turf, and therefore we needed to become more aware of our surroundings and to respect their natural needs to forage, especially those of the more potentially dangerous animals. Our experience and research are focused mostly in the Rocky Mountain region. You may need to do a bit more research on the wildlife in your area and or where you are traveling to or relocating. Here are a few things we've learned along the way about wildlife potentially visiting our RV site. Now, if you're a hiker, please be responsible and research as much as you can about their habitat, signs like tracks and droppings, and what sprays or other deterrents you can carry when you're hiking. Bears. It seems as if everyone's biggest fear in the springtime is seeing a bear. I know it was one of mine. Today, you'll mostly find American black bear in the Colorado region. Black bear is the name of the species, by the way, and they may be cinnamon, brown, or blonde in color, which was the color of the one that visited us last spring. Bears in our area are active between mid-March through November, and then they hibernate through the winter. Wherever there are people, there is garbage, which is one of the biggest enticements bears have for entering areas where people are dwelling. When people are irresponsible with food and with their garbage, they become the bear problem. The bear is just doing what comes naturally. It can also be deadly for the bear because once a bear knows it can access food in a certain place or area, it will continue to search for it. This can cause a lot of damage to cars, RVs, as well as to people and other animals. If caught, it could also result in the bear being put down. Sometimes you will have a visitor even though you've applied all of the necessary precautions. We were conscientious about keeping food out of our cars, making sure there's no garbage outside of our RV, and storing all of Izzy's foods and treats securely inside. However, last fall I felt a sharp bump late one evening and quickly looked outside to see what happened. I couldn't see anything, so I went back to bed. The next morning, we found a bear paw print on the foam siding we have around the neck of our RV, which is where our bedroom is. There was nothing in there that we knew of that we felt a bear would be after. Yet when Bob opened the storage area, he found a dead mouse in there. You see, we had a big rodent problem last fall, and he had to set a trap to keep them from coming into our home. The bear had smelled the dead animal and wanted it for a snack. We were just so lucky that he wasn't too intent on getting the treat, or we would have had a big mess to clean up. So what do you do if you see a bear around your RV home? According to wildlife experts, you should make noise, rattle pots and pans, throw heavy objects at it. But the best defense is offense. Keep anything that might look like food away from your site, like coolers, plastic bags, even scented candles. If you use anything like this during the day, be sure to put it away before dusk. You might also consider investing in bear spray and keep it easily accessible by your door. You might want to consider outdoor cameras as well. This allows you to peek outside and see what's going on in your area before you step outside. I've put a link to the Wise cameras that we use below. So what about bobcats, mountain lions, and other big cats? Well, bobcats, lynx, and other wildcats are often located in the mountainous areas, such as where we live. Although they are less commonly seen, mountain lions do live around populated areas in the Rockies. They come out mostly around dawn or dusk and will only come into your area if they are attracted by something, like a small pet they see as a food source. You are more likely to see a mountain lion if you are hiking than, say, in an RV park. Foxes, coyotes, and other middle-sized wildcats will follow rodents, small animals, and other food sources into populated areas. Some of the larger cats will also follow injured deer into forested areas around a park. These animals rarely bother with your RV home unless there is a presence of garbage, pet food, and small pets roaming around within striking distance. It's important to educate yourself on the type of animals you may possibly run into in your area. Different regions of the country are home to different species, and how you protect yourself will depend on if you are in your RV home, outside, or on a hiking trail. Besides garbage and pet food, wildlife is enticed into an area around a home by pets. Don't take your pet on a walk early in the morning or at dusk. Stay closer to your home until full daylight. Talk to your pet, make a bit of noise so wildlife knows you're there, and then you don't take them by surprise. Keep your pet on a leash when you are outside. It may be tempting to allow them to roam free, especially if they're good about staying close to you. However, off leash pets are the most common victims to become prey. Did you know an owl will even carry off a small pet? So never leave your pet alone outdoors. Clean up the poop. Most species of wildlife have a cute sense of smell, and they follow the poop. Feed your pet inside your home to avoid food from escaping onto the ground, close to your RV, or leaving the smell of food behind. And just a final word, never, never, never. Did I say never? Feed wildlife. There was a lady who was recently severely injured by a deer in our area because she got too close to it. It doesn't matter how cute they are. If you find a wild animal in any kind of distress or want to help feed the animals during especially hard winter, call the appropriate authorities and let them take care of it or to give you good advice. Making any type of wildlife dependent on you for food is a death sentence for them. Respect the cycle of wildlife ecosystem and the natural food chain it sustains. It's all a part of nature's balance. If you enjoyed today's video, would you consider liking and subscribing? As we grow this channel, you are incredibly important to us. So click on that bell so you'll be notified on our next episode. Thanks. We appreciate you.